But I remember most of all in those days was that whenever I was hungry, needed something to eat, I would go by and Bonnie would feed me, as she would feed a lot of other people. And once she succeeded her dad in his seat in the assembly, she continued to feed us in many, many other ways. She continued to feed us with the passion and the clarity of the work that needs to be done. She led the New Jersey State Democratic Committee to an unprecedented series of victories. As chairperson of the State Democratic Committee, she didn't lose, as my folks would say, near election. Not one. And I think a couple years ago when we were standing and talking about what appeared to be some kind of gyrations about who was going to be the next speaker, I stood at this microphone and chastised, to the degree that I could, the leadership of New Jersey for not respecting Bonnie Watson-Coleman for her service to our community. Earlier this year, when the governor of the state chose to do one of his lightning blitzkrieg attacks on African American women, Bonnie was hurt when he said that legislation that she had championed working on our behalf was legislation that she went all across the state pulling together the second chance reentry legislation. It was our legislation. But he said she singled her out. She was hurt because our voice was not heard loudly enough. So we stand here tonight to say thank you for everything you've done. We're here to say that while we did not speak loud enough, there's still time to speak, and we intend to speak. And when you call on us, Assemblywoman Bonnie Watson-Coleman, know that we will be here for you, just as you've been here for us over and over again. We love you, and we are honored to give you the New Jersey Black Issues Convention Drum Major for Justice Award.
Legislative district, which I consider to be the capital district and one of the most diverse districts in the state, because it includes the city of Trenton, the townships of Ewing, Princeton, Lawrence, Hopewell, and Pennington. So as you can see, it's a very diverse district, but it's a great district to represent. I guess there are a number of issues that I think have been very, very important to our district. Education obviously being one of them. A paramount issue for us, however, has been property tax reform and relief. I'm the sponsor of the dedicating the half a penny of the sales tax to property tax relief in a permanent capacity. You'll see that on the ballot in November, and I do hope that you all come out and vote and support that. A number of other issues that are important to our communities, obviously public safety. We recognize that we're seeing a lot of gang activity, not only in the urban centers, but even in the suburban centers. So we all know that we need to be working to give law enforcement the additional tools it needs to ensure that we can keep our streets safe. But we also need to look at developing programs and opportunities that we can address to young children and even older children that will serve as alternatives and interventions to illegal behavior. So I'm currently working on some legislation that I think will be very helpful to that extent, and I hope I get an opportunity to work on that. We in the Democratic majority have worked very hard on property tax relief. You'll see that in your property tax bills and the rebates that you're going to be getting back in very short order. We have a lot more work to do, and we will be doing it because we need to ensure that property tax relief in the state of New Jersey is sustainable and predictable. So we want to turn that relief into sure enough reform, as they say. I look forward to working even longer and harder for not only the 15th legislative district, but for citizens across the state of New Jersey. And I really hope that you'll be able to support my campaign and this upcoming election in November. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me.
We had a budget session. We were in all night, and we were going into the next day, and he said to me, Bonnie, I got to get out of here. I got to go get my dialysis. I was like, hold up. We got to have your voice, and we've got to have your vote. Let me see what we can work out here. And we worked out dialysis in the State House for him so that we would make sure that he was there and voting as we needed him. This is an incredible organization. Almost 3 decades of dedication to building and strengthening our communities and our families. And now more than ever, we need BIC to be as energized as ever. We need it to be as supported as ever, and we need it to be a voice on the issues, the African American, the Black agenda in the state of New Jersey, because this state needs to know there is a Black voice, and that voice counts. Jerry made mention of the whole speakership issue, but I'm going to tell you something. God is good, and his plan is always perfect in my life. And I am quite happy and very supportive of the leadership that we have in there now. So I appreciate that support that was demonstrated on my behalf, but I tell you, it opened up opportunities to be of greater service in my church, my pastors here, Darrell Armstrong, and it's my blessing to be able to serve in that capacity and to be able to serve New Jersey in any capacity that advances and protects our families and our communities. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say just a couple little things. First of all, that's my honey bunny right there, my husband. And that's my loving family over there at that table with Bill Watson and Jay Watson and Kelly Ganges et al. I know you're going to hear from someone who is very eloquent tonight, and so I'm not even trying to be that with regard to him, but I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to miss this woman here who is a sister to be counted on when the chips go down. I am so sorry that Elise Evans is not going to be in the assembly with us, because I'm planning on winning, y'all. But I know God will bless her in all that she does. I'm happy that all of my assembly colleagues are here today because they're wonderful, and we try to work together under the leadership of Senator Ron Rice, who says it like it is. But my few things are this, and Jerry's my brother, and Wendy, she knows she's my sister. And the big sister back there is my sister, Regina Thomas. She taught us how to do our politics better, women in the state of New Jersey. Here it is. The enemy is real.
Yes.
Now, we know that there's a spiritual enemy,
Yes.
but that spiritual enemy manifests itself a lot of times in the work of people. And so you'll know that enemy by his work. And his work is taking away the opportunity for a good public education that is constitutionally required in the state of New Jersey. You'll know that enemy's work when he's trying to reduce the support to nursing homes and to specialized nursing homes that take care of people who otherwise would not be taken care of. Right. You'll know that enemy when you see the cities in the state of New Jersey no longer having the kind of resources, whether for public safety, education, or housing. You'll know that enemy when he or she tries to privatize anything that might turn a dollar, but really represents service to people in the state of New Jersey. And you'll know that enemy when he or she communicates with that larger enemy that is in the United States of America. We are under attack.
Yes.
We are at war with the enemy, and we must do several things. First, we need to be prayed up, because all things are possible through God. All things are possible with Christ who strengthens us. We need to love one another, and we need to understand that we need to love ourselves so we can love one another. And at every opportunity, we need to recognize that God blesses us because he expects us to bless somebody else. So we can't be silent on any level under any circumstances. President Barack Obama needs us right now. He may not be doing it all the way we want it, but he's doing it the way he needs to do it, and he cares about what we care about. We have an election coming up, and we have no question in our minds that there are differences between these two parties. So when you want to know who the enemy is and who we must gird ourselves against, you simply look at the work he or she is doing, the holes that he or she is creating, and the pain and anguish on those who can least afford it. It is our responsibility to stand up and push back, and we must fight on all levels, including protesting in front of Wall Street or any other place we need to protest. I thank BIC. I thank each and every one of you here, and God bless you. God bless the state of New Jersey. God bless us black folks everywhere we are.